Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-bum-bum. Hi everyone, this is Rabbi Kenneth Hanh for JUTV, and this is Ask the Rabbi Thursdays. And today I'm going to talk about the Jewish Bell of Mindfulness, if there is such a thing. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about the Bell of Mindfulness. So what is the Bell of Mindfulness? That's actually a Buddhist practice that I find incredibly useful and calming. And so I've been to Nepal many times, and on several of my times there, I have purchased Tibetan bells. So I thought I would give you a little gift right now. It's about 2:30 on the East Coast. What is that, 11:30 on the West Coast, so maybe people are in the middle of their workday if you are watching this live, and regardless of when you're watching this. The Bell of Mindfulness is a tone that reminds us to take a deep breath, come back to center, and get in touch with our true essence. So here we go. Well, I know I'm feeling a little better. So does Judaism have a similar sort of thing? I actually think it does. And the Jewish Bell of Mindfulness is the humble Mezuzah. So I'm actually going to talk about a Mezuzah today. What is a Mezuzah? Well, the Mezuzah is actually the word means doorpost, and it's a piece of parchment we hang on the doorpost of various doorways in our homes, in Jewish homes. And I'm actually going to grab my camera, try to stay center frame here, and I'm going to take you to see a mezuzah. So here's an example of a mezuzah, and you can see that this is got tile. It's actually a wooden case with some tile on it, and it has this one Hebrew letter, shin, which makes the sh sound, sh, and we'll come back to that maybe in just a little bit, but let's come back to me. Okay, and we'll sit back down again and talk about the mezuzah. So what is a mezuzah? It's that piece of parchment. It's actually made by a sofer, or a scribe, the same person who will write a Torah. And actually, the parchment has words of Torah on it, 2 sections from Deuteronomy that are part of the Shema, or the central blessing in the Hebrew liturgy. And those words are there because we're actually reminded in those words that we are to speak these words, teach these words to our children. We're to consider these words when we rise and when we retire at night. We are to consider them when we go about our way and when we return to our homes. And we actually are to wear them as a sign upon our foreheads and on our arms, which is analogous to tefillin. That's why Jews lay tefillin or phylacteries. And we're reminded to affix them to our doorposts and our gates. So that's what the mezuzah is. And most Jews hang a mezuzah in their home. It's actually how they sanctify their home. And outside of Israel, Jews are instructed to hang mezuzah within 30 days of moving into a house. And in Israel, you affix the mezuzah immediately upon occupancy. Some Jews will affix a mezuzah only to the doorpost that is the main entrance to the house. Others will affix a mezuzah to the doorposts of every living space in the house, so bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, etc. You don't affix a mezuzah to a doorpost of a room in which you don't, quote-unquote, live. So bathrooms, no. The utility room with the furnace, no. But most other rooms, yes. So what's going on with the mezuzah? Here's my thought. A lot of people have wondered and considered that the mezuzah might be an amulet or a talisman, particularly to provide protection. Let's not forget, in the story of Passover, Jews painted their doorposts with lamb's blood, and the angel of death passed over their houses, right, their homes. So a lot of people think of the mezuzah as a similar sort of thing, where it's kind of to provide protection. As a matter of fact, the shin on the mezuzah refers to one name of the many names there are in Judaism for God. That name is Shaddai, which is Shin Daled Yud, and that's thought of as an acronym among other interpretations of that particular name of God. It's an acronym for Shomer Daltot Yisrael, or the guardian of the doors of Israel. But many Jewish scholars, and most notably among them Moses Maimonides, thought considering a mezuzah as an amulet or talisman to provide protection was just very wrong-headed. As a matter of fact, Maimonides felt that way of thinking completely undermined the purpose of the mezuzah and made the mitzvah, or the sacred obligation of hanging one, kind of bankrupt. So how is it a bell of mindfulness? Well, it's a reminder for us to consider that which we consider godly in ourselves and in the world, because it references the words of God and the words that we're supposed to consider all the time and teach to our children. And what better reminder than having this emblem on the doorways of our homes, so that when we get up in the morning and we're going out to face the world, greet the day, as we pass over the threshold of our house to go out into the world, we can notice the mezuzah and say, as I go out into the world today, I want to really bring my best self forward. And likewise, when we come home at night, an hour later or at the end of a work day, and maybe it's not been a great day, maybe you got into an argument with a coworker, or you were the subject of or the perpetrator of road rage, or maybe you're just caught in traffic and it took you forever to get home, and you're really kind of pissed off and angry at the world. Now, as you come to your threshold of your door and the sacred place of the four walls of your home, you can look at the mezuzah and say, you know what? I will leave all of that behind. I will take a moment, stop, maybe take a breath, get in touch with my truest self, my godly self, if you will, and bring that forward to all the relationships in my home, this sacred place with people that I truly care so much about. Some Jews actually go to the trouble or enjoy touching the mezuzah as they pass it, because I think maybe they're kinesthetic learners, or they just like to have that physical experience to bring them to that place. So it's there for you every day. And if you're not Jewish and you're going to the home of a Jewish person, next time you go, take a look and see if there's a mezuzah, because it can work just as well for you too. So that's the story of the Jewish Bell of Mindfulness. And if you found this useful, please share this link or this video with your friends. And for JUTV, this is Rabbi Kenneth Hanh, urging you to tune in next Monday for Music Monday. And with that, Lehitraot. See you soon.